Welcome to CryptoBytes, a podcast where we find today's news and information in the crypto space, break it down into bite-sized chunks. I'm your host, Rick.
And this is Rob. Guys, thank you for joining us today. Before we start, hit the like, subscribe, ping the bell for notifications. Follow us on Twitter at @OurHeroesCrypto. And if you're interested in getting $10 of free Bitcoin, check out the link above. Sign up. That's all you need to do. At swanbitcoin.com/AGC. All right, man. What a crazy last week and weekend.
Bro, tell me about it.
So, I guess an overview. We're gonna be talking about the wake of Luna. What's gonna happen next, right? Is there any contagion?
That was Luna.
Is there any contagion? It seems like the recovery plan is just to scrap the old and start with a Terra 2.0. And also, are there any lessons that we can learn for us in the Cardano community to evaluate projects on the chain, to not give maxis any reason to keep attacking? But they're maxis, so they're going to do what they're going to do.
True, but soon enough, I think we're going to see the only stable coin that matters. That's none of my business.
All right, so the wake of Luna. As everyone might know by now, Do Kwon, he's released this ridiculous recovery plan. His whole, goal is to just scrap the old system, put in place a new system in Terra 2.0, refund people, make UST holders whole again. But it just doesn't seem to make any sense, or it's essentially a Ponzi scheme. They're looking for new investors to come make old investors whole again. You have CZ, for those who don't know, the head guy at Binance. He's against this. CZ is against this new recovery plan, and for good reasons, because it just shows the inexperience of Do Kwon in setting up a financial mechanism, right? A crypto financial mechanism. There were flaws in the base layer that allowed people to redeem UST for Luna, and it was equivalent to $1. So the lower that Luna got, the more Luna you got redeemed for, and it was a positive feedback loop into the cascading into basically zero. Of that
really?
Token. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
that's
right. So I guess it's all fine when Luna was at $100. You can redeem $1 Luna for $1 UST, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on the way down, you just get more and more Luna. I was taking notes here. I think at the beginning of this depegging, there were around 775 billion Luna in circulation. Mm-hmm. They're now up to like the 6.5 trillion Luna in circulation. For those of us that were watching the increasing supply in real time, we got a glimpse of what hyperinflation looks like in the modern age. So again, Luna is devalued to zero. People are saying this is the end of it. People that went short, they just they saw a flaw, they executed, and they profited on it. I guess there's some contagion when you're offering 20% returns. Some of these DeFi platforms, like BlockFi, like Celsius, and probably others out there that I don't even know at this time, they're also going to be using such a platform to get yield, to pay their investors, and to pay the people that deposited Bitcoin. Just going to Celsius, people are saying that Celsius might be insolvent. They had a stake, or they had a position in UST to get part of those 20% returns, so that they can in turn reward their people that deposited Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Really, Celsius?
Celsius, yeah. So I think we did I think last year we might have done a video on it, because I've been looking.
We totally did.
I've been looking into Celsius, and the more I did, the more uncomfortable I would get with the idea of putting my Bitcoin on that platform. because at the end of the day, not your keys, not your crypto, and you're going to be trusting some guy to basically manage your Bitcoin effectively so that it doesn't poof go out of disappear.
I mean, two things just off of that right away. One, again, guys, $10 free Bitcoin. OneBitcoin.com/ADC. And two, bro, please, like, did you get that email from Coinbase?
Did you? We'll go into that email from Coinbase if it's the same same thing we're talking about. But look, these crazy returns, if it's too good to be true, it usually is. People in the financial world, from what I looked into, 12 to 13% is like an amazing return in the stock market. When someone is giving you 20% base just to deposit, Bitcoin or UST, you got to start questioning yourself: is this real? Am I going to lose my money in this investment? Is what a lot of people are treating these as. Whether you like it or not, people see this as an investment because they don't see opportunities elsewhere. So Celsius, they're giving out returns, and Celsius have lost a lot of Bitcoin hacks. I think they were a victim of the Badger DAO hack. They released Bitcoin rewards to some of their delegators or some of their depositors when the reward wasn't supposed to be in Bitcoin. I think they've also were compromising some of the pools that we've covered that were exploited, right? Some of these swaps, some of these bridges. So they've had bailouts a number of times from investors to make their depositors whole. So it looks like on the balance sheet everything's all nice and dandy. Well, I mean, their CEO was arrested for fraud not too long ago as well. So, I mean, if you were still part of Celsius and you went through those hacks, I mean, the final nail in the coffin would have been their CEO being arrested by the feds. But I guess people still had their money in there, and their token has been declining. So essentially, you deposit something real like Bitcoin that's worth something, and you got back a token, a cell token. And a lot of these people, there's different tiers for their rewards, and I think it's based off of percentage. So to meet a certain criteria, you had to have a certain percentage of tokens, but Celsius kept releasing tokens every single time someone would deposit, or they would do some incentives, monthly incentives to get more people to deposit Bitcoin and Ethereum. So they would slowly increase the circulating supply, which means your overall percentage would go down, which would then encourage people to deposit more to maintain whatever tier they were at. So I mean, it was a giant game to them, and the cell token has been losing value since last year, since June of last year. It's almost a year from now. They peaked around like $8, and now it's like 85 cents. So if you held all the way down, thinking your token was valuable, and I would see them doing streams, doing live Twitter Spaces. I would hop in there and just listen, see what's going on, what they have to say. And I think it was a giant confidence game, right? They're like, hey, nothing to see here, right? That meme.
Confidence game.
Naked gun. Yeah. Nothing to see here while the freaking building behind them is blowing up and there's signs of trouble. So, taking a look at Luna, Celsius with their yield. Are there projects on Cardano which we can kind of use that framework and evaluate them? Is this a project worth staking? Right. A lot of the unique thing about Cardano is that there is a mechanism to fund projects, and it's called an ISPO. All you have to do is delegate to the pool, right? And sometimes they'll increase the variable fee to 99%. So that means that during the time your coins and they're still under your possession, they're still in your wallet, you have 100% control over them. They're not leaving your wallet. You're not giving it to some third party that's going to gamble it away.
Exactly.
You will get some sort of reward, whether it's in the form of that project's token, or maybe you get some ADA and some of that token. So, I mean, time is money, right? Losing like half 6 months to a year of staking rewards on Cardano is pretty significant, because essentially you're giving that to the project so that they can go and develop and fund their platform. So there's a couple platforms here, things that we can take a look at. Drip Drops is one of them. They are a platform. They have some pretty unique tools. They have a thing called Firehose, which allows the transactions to pretty much max out on the limit that they could do. So they efficiently use block space so that they can lower congestion, right? Try to get as much data on chain as possible and as quickly as possible. They are a platform that sprung up in the wake of the Meld ISPO that kind of wrecked a lot of pools. A lot of people, they moved their delegation from stake pools into Meld and hoping of getting a higher yield. Well, I mean,
Meld is the Anakin shit, you know. Right. You were supposed to be the savior.
Meld is essentially like dormant. I haven't heard anything from them since their ISPO ended, and from what I can tell, you can deposit your Meld tokens into their smart contract and it's essentially locked for a year. What is it doing? I have no idea. What are they using it for? I don't know.
No one knows.
Is Meld even valuable? Where is the value coming from? Are they producing a revenue? Are you getting a percentage of their revenue for just holding that token and staking it? Probably not. So anyways, Drip Drops, they were created and launched in the wake of the Meld ISPO. Love them or hate them, they had a couple unique releases. The Liquid token is one of them, and the CNETA is the other one. And they basically allow token creators to drip their tokens every epoch. So every epoch you get a certain allocation of it that you can choose up to 10 in one transaction to deposit in your wallet. There's a fee for it. I would say it's a modest fee, but what are you paying for? Right? Do these tokens do anything? I understand that. From my understanding, these projects don't get any cut of the ADA that Drip Drops is generating. And is it worth it? Is it worth it to put, I don't know, 2 and some dust ADA in every wallet? So people have more than one wallet. I've heard people have like 20 wallets that are pulling from Drip Drops. Is that ADA? I mean, I would for me, that ADA is worth more in my wallet than sending out for some tokens that there's like 10 billion supply of or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
These tokens, I don't even think they even have a monetization mechanism for the project itself to become like valuable in any like metric.
And by metric, you mean any fiat usable in any country?
Right. Yeah. I mean, are useful? What's their products? Right? Are they just releasing tokens just to release tokens for people to have fun with? I mean, I've spoken to some people about it, and I equate it to Drip. I mean, they have like I said, their tools.
NFT.
Their tools are great, right? The Firehose, it's an amazing improvement on how people do transactions. But the only way they've been able to monetize it is essentially selling drugs to drug addicts. Right? Some people might get offended of me calling them drug addicts, but look, you're getting what essentially are shit tokens, and you're giving away something of value that's ADA that you can stake natively and get a return on it. You're giving that to a project that's I don't think found a better way to monetize the tools that they've created. So you take a look at a project like Drip Drops, and then let's just go into Genius X. They're a launchpad, right? They also have projects that they're going to be working with that are going to be releasing tokens, and it's basically an ISPO mechanism. And I think any project that would be worth investing in, at the bare minimum, they would be vetting, right? At least you have some people with a background of, okay, we also created this DEX, and now we're evaluating some of these projects that we think are bringing value to the chain. Any project that would be of value, I don't think would be giving away their tokens for free, right? We're in a different era now. Yeah, Bitcoin was given away for free. Dogecoin was given away for free. But there's an infinite supply of Doge, right? There's 21 million of Bitcoin that you caught on early in 2008. Good for you, right? But any project
you caught on early and didn't buy a piece of it,
right, and so any project that's might be worth something or actually can bring something unique to the chain, I don't think they would be releasing their tokens for free. They'll do an ISPO, right? You can stake directly into one of their pools, or they'll go on one of these launch pads. But even these launch pads, you're going to have to take evaluate them? Is it a real launch pad? Are they bringing real projects to the chain that will benefit me as a holder of ADA, right? So I mean, the Luna situation has made me, I guess, evaluate projects in a different light.
Mm-hmm. You mean like a little with the finer tooth comb?
Right. So you have a project. So Yummy Bird, right? They're coming out with a game similar or in the same light of Pokemon Go or Axie Infinity, right?
Okay.
It's like a pet battle system, and there's a token. There's 10 billion tokens. They're going to be releasing it, airdropping it to their delegators, to people that hold their NFTs, potentially putting it out on DripDrop as well. And like I had spoken earlier, it's like you give something of value, ADA, right? You go to an arcade, put your dollar in the machine, and you get 4 tokens that represent $0.25. And you go to the machine and you play a game and you have fun. Well, I mean, if you haven't gone to any arcades recently, there's no coins anymore. It's all digital. So now you go to the machine, you put in your dollar, you get credits on a card, and these credits aren't even. There's
no real way to like.
There's no real way to evaluate the value of the credit because you might put in $1, you might get 27 credits.
And this game's like 1.8 credits.
Yeah,
okay, or what about this one? 1.26. Wait, what?
Yeah, or 17 credits. There's no way to easily evaluate this. How expensive is this game? Right? It's like, oh, you have fun. I don't care what the credits are. It's just fun money to me. It's just play money. So that's a lot of what these projects are. Is that token going to be worth something? Axie Infinity, they had a mechanism where you had to do work in the game. You had to go in the game, do an action, and then you had to wait a week before you could withdraw those tokens, and then that token was used for breeding. Well, the game got so popular that the token supply got overinflated, and it crashed to zero. Okay, so again, what's the value of that token? A lot of these games that are coming out, they're in the same light of mobile games. And there's a lot of mobile game monetizations that I see that are rolling out on a lot of games in the crypto economy. Okay,
microtransactions.
Yeah, and why not take ADA? Why not take the base the base coin of the system? Right? Why not take ADA? A lot of people, they don't like, they call them shit coins on Bitcoin. They don't want any of that stuff. So like, where is this economy going to go to? Terra Luna had a big giant community that got built around, and then it imploded because their one trick pony was exploited, and now it's not even, you can't even recover it. And they're talking about going to a new system. Cardano, love it or hate it. A lot of people seem to love it on Twitter, but then a lot of people seem to hate it in the Bitcoin community. They shit on Cardano all the time, but it's been slow, methodical, peer reviewed. I mean, they're not move fast and break it. You can't say they're a scam. A lot of people call it a scam. I mean, the head guy at Swan Bitcoin, Chris, was it? What is wrong? Corey Clipstein. Corey Clipstein.
Oh yeah.
The head CEO at Swan Bitcoin called Cardano a scam without even giving evidence to or backing up that claim. And
all I have to say is, how dare you? How dare you? I still buy all my Bitcoin through you, but how dare you?
Yeah, by the way, go to the link above, swanbitcoin.com/AGC. Get $10 of free Bitcoin for sign up. Anyways, this Corey guy, you'll see a lot of that rhetoric coming from Bitcoin maxis. They're no different than NPCs. And if you're familiar with the term NPC in the political sense, they're no different for that. They repeat the same tired lines over and over again. Bitcoin doesn't care about governments. Apparently, Bitcoin does care about governments. Bitcoiners do care about governments because they're putting basically all their eggs into El Salvador right now. So you can't say that. They'll say stupid shit like they'll call everyone a shitcoin. Well, they don't even want tokens on Cardano that are backed. They don't want tokens on Bitcoin that would be backed by Satoshi. So, like, what exactly is Bitcoin for other than just preserving your wealth?
Yes.
Right? Cardano, I mean,
I want to be world wealthy. not
Right.
one country will.
Right. Cardano was an improvement to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin uses UTXO model. Cardano uses the ETXO model. It's proof of stake. They have a lot of issues with proof of stake, but so far it's been resilient. I guess we're coming out with a. Sorry, someone's trying to get the call. Cardano is going to have a stable coin. I don't think a stable coin is going to make the chain any more valuable. It's just another tool to use.
I mean,
for whatever you want to use it for.
Unless the stable coin goes the route that Kevin O'Leary suspects the stable coin will go, and if that happens to be Bitcoin, then you know what Kevin O'Leary said, right? I think we talked about it on MPT.
Let me give me a refresher. For those that might not have seen that episode,
the stable coin has the potential of being the next world reserve currency. Just turn into a stable coin.
Possibly. I know a lot of people who would disagree with that statement. They're just uncomfortable with a centralized organization having a coin and controlling basically your transactions and data. Could it turn out that way? Possibly, man. I've seen it could be a basket. I still think Bitcoin is going to be at least one of those coins if a stable coin would be backed by a basket of cryptocurrencies and maybe real assets, right? So
that'd be a fun show.
But I mean, let's wrap this up. We've spoken about a lot of different topics here. Luna imploded. Exchanges, I think it should change people's view on how they evaluate projects. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Ask yourself, where is that yield coming from? Right? Is this token valuable? Yep. Is this project, are they monetizing in such a way that will I guess the value that would trickle down into the token? Is a token just a token with no cash value? I mean, these are a lot of things that people in the crypto space need to start thinking about, and I think that a lot of them are. I've been sitting around a lot of Twitter spaces of Luna, Bitcoin, and a lot of people. I mean, they're wise. They know that the dollar is falling. They know that governments are screwing them over. They're just looking for a way to make a living. They're looking for things that would alleviate inflation, their shitty job that doesn't pay them enough to pay for food or for rent. We're living in an environment where people are looking for risky returns because of government and terrible policy.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you to Keys producing the show today. Check us out on Twitter. You can find him for everything you need for NFTs at NFTs with Keys. You can check me out at Our Heroes Crypto. We do operate a Cardano stakepool, ticker AGC. We are low saturated, so whenever we mint the block, if you're staking, you'll get a massive return. So with that, let's wrap it up. And that's your crypto buddy.